He just changed everything, and not just, on the football field. I think he meant, a ton to everybody here post Katrina. He was a symbol of hope for a city that needed hope, and he provided that. I just think he changed his team in the city forever in ways that I'm not sure that anybody could have done both things the same way he did. And I think for that he's forever, a New Orleans legend. Put a number on him. Like what's Taysom, what's Jameis, like how far of a distance do you think?
On a 1 to 10,
1 to 10, 1 to 100, so whatever scale you're comfortable with.
So let's hit the baseline. Drew is a 10.
Yep.
All right. I'd probably say Taysom is a 6. I think saying he's half the quarterback Drew is fair. What do I think Jameis is? Probably a 6.1.
So yeah, I mean, I don't really know like how I would rank either one. I'm not going to put a score on them, but here's the thing that I'll say.
Wait a minute, what?
I think the only number that I think matters is really the ceiling on where they can get, and I think Jameis could reach like an 8.5, and I don't think Taysom could hit that point. I don't think his ceiling is everything goes right. Theoretical Taysom is whatever, but like the realistic version, the realistic version, I don't think he's hitting that, and I think Jameis could, and it's just a handful of plays. It's the interceptions. It's seeing linebackers lurking underneath in zone coverage and not dropping the ball where they can just easily rob it. And it's just those little things. It's not fumbling when he gets hit. That's both guys though. But like you said, it's can you clean up X amount of plays? And I think Sean alone is going to scheme some of that stuff out. He isn't going to take the same chances. When Cutter was the coach, he wasn't as vulnerable is the word I guess I would use. He wasn't as exposed, and I think Sean will take that to a different level. The big deal with Jameis too, early on in Tampa Bay, is that I think he tried to do a little too much. I remember watching Hard Knocks, and they were trying to get him to check down, and it was a little bit of a struggle to get him to make the safe play. And I think Sean, he isn't back here
if you don't do that.
Yeah, he ain't back here for year 2 if that's already an issue. But I do think one knock on Taysom too is that he kind of made. See, I think if Taysom were to win the job, I think the second stand would be a little bit different than the first. I think there'd be some things that I don't think that he would make Alvin as one-dimensional. I think there would be a concerted effort
absolutely.
So some of those things would change, but
he would run more. He would definitely run more.
Well, we would like to think, but
Let's get into the Janoris.
Let's start with Jackrabbit. Yeah,
let's start with him. So they released him. They only saved like 1.5 from releasing him.
Well, no. I mean, they saved 7. They could have restructured and saved like 5.6. So it was like they could have kept them for $1.5 million more than they.
Better said. Yeah, they chose to let him go. They have shown interest in some potential Hall of Fame cornerback. We'll get into that later. But what's your thoughts on that release? And I think we both agree that's probably like the most significant player who was on the team last year who probably won't be here this year.
The thing is, like those numbers on Janoris, like that's just like a straight restructure too, like not the aggressive void years and all that. Like they could have got that number way down. So look, I said on the last pod, like if they let him go, I wouldn't. That wouldn't be a move I would necessarily agree with, because I don't like the whole that you create a cornerback by cutting him. And they cut him, they got a big hole there. On the other hand, like you look at the savings, what they could have done.
Yeah,
regular restructure 1.5. You're pushing some money ahead, obviously. It's a deliberate decision not to bring him back. Like I don't think this is a pure cap move. And when you see them looking at Awuzie, Richard Sherman, other cornerbacks, I maybe in a normal year where you aren't getting the cap squeeze, you just keep Jackrabbit at his price and you keep going. But it seems. We'll see if they actually sign somebody, but the interest in these other guys is maybe a little illustrative that it isn't just a pure cap decision, and that maybe it's you don't want to put all this money into a 30-something-year-old cornerback. And